What is up, guys and girls? I'm super fired up to be here today. Let's start off with a big salute. And I've got Kevin with me. We are ready to talk all about reselling. So I'm really fired up, and I'm going to show you guys. I know there's a bunch of people here early, but I'm going to just show you a teaser, just a little teaser of what happened this morning. Look at this.
Wow.
Beautiful. There's all sorts of money in here. There's hundreds, there's 20s, there's 50s, there's all sorts of crap in here. I'm telling you guys, I just made this today. This is just today. It's raining from the PS5s. And I know there's some people up in our groups that got upwards of 17. Kevin, how many? That's not crazy or what? 17? If I have this stack for my little six or so I had, and I've also got some Xbox X's that I've just sold that I told you about. So I'm going to talk about a tactic I used today to sell those. Kevin, what could you imagine the stack from our good old buddy, the H-Man, looks like?
God damn, I don't know. It's gonna be you might need a few brooms to fill up those stacks.
Yeah, I mean, guys and girls, if you aren't getting in on this PS5 game, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm gonna show some pretty crazy things right now. And like I said, we made it almost as easy for a baby to do. We gave that link out from Walmart. All sorts of people copying from that link. A lot of people mentioning that this week when it rained PS5s on Walmart, Target, GameStop, Best Buy, that almost all of them copped at Walmart thanks to that magic link. That thing was magical as hell. So, Kevin, let's see who's here so far, who's left some actual comments thus far. I know it's the 23rd, so I'm not imagining that many people are going to be out here. I think a lot of people are going to be copying stuff. I mean, that's my opinion. But as Milo says, can't wait. Fabiano says he listed his first item and got a scammer offer within 40 minutes. It happens, Fabiano. I got lots of scammer offers. I think I got some guy trying to sell me a PS5 for $550, and I was like, buddy, I was born, but I wasn't born yesterday, man. UA sandals from Ross, absolutely. Liz, I want to ask you if I should do international shipping as a beginner and how to turn it off for my listing. Yeah, it's pretty much very simple to turn off. Once you go and you set up your listing, there's a setting there that you just take off all international. I also eliminate Puerto Rico. I eliminate Alaska. I eliminate all those places. Anything else that I left off, Kevin, as far as what parts of the world to eliminate other than international, Puerto Ricans, Alaska?
Yeah, I also eliminate like Hawaii, Alaska. I also, in general, I also eliminate all PO boxes because sometimes that could be kind of weird. In our course, actually, we actually have a specific section specifically on setting up your eBay account where we go into detail actually how to standardize everything. So whenever you list an item, it's only going to hit your, I guess, approved locations. So
right, absolutely. So all sorts of great tips there that Kevin just gave, and like I said, you want to definitely eliminate all those other places. But other than that, I hope you guys have been copying PS5s. Kevin, did you copy any PS5s on this latest drop this week?
I did. I actually got one. So I think I had 4 already. No, I had 3 already, and then I got an extra one.
Okay, I actually got 2 more. Are those the ones that are scheduled to come in on the 12th of January, I think is what they're saying?
Yeah, from Walmart. I believe it's early January.
Yeah, early January. So I've got 2 coming on the way. And I also happen to cop an Xbox S and X and 2 Xbox S's. So one thing that I was mentioning earlier is, Kevin, I copped a bunch of those things, and you guys saw what happened with this stack of cash here. So all today, guys and girls, all today. So I'm out there hustling with the rest of you, as is Kevin. So we're going to get started on the presentation today because we got a lot to talk about. And we're going to get started and talk about some of the tactics we used to get this giant fat stack just today, as well as what Kevin's been copying, what I've been copying, what's going on in the world of reselling, and what you should be privy to and getting ready. Opato says, my first PS5 is coming today. Wow. I hope you're not going to get higher in your own supply, Pato. Like, seriously. Don't put your face in that mound of cocaine, buddy. Don't do it. It's very addicting. It's calling your name. And nowadays, the cool kids are calling it. Have you heard of this drug, Kevin? It's called Tucci. It's no longer cocaine. It's a pink cocaine.
No, never heard of that.
Look it up. It's called TUCI. It's like a designer cocaine that all the kids are doing nowadays.
Okay.
Insanity. Total insanity to me. I obviously don't do drugs, so I don't recommend you guys go and do them. The only kind of drug that I do is alcohol, which is probably the worst drug of them all. And money. I'm addicted to money, which is, I feel like it should be considered a drug. I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. I would possibly even eat 100 if somebody was going to pay me several hundred to do it. So All right, let's get to the slideshow. I'm super excited to share what I've got to share with you guys today. And Kevin and I usually will banter back and forth about this stuff. And we've got a lot to share. So let's make sure that you can see what I'm about to share here. All right, let's pull it up. Kevin, can you see my screen?
Yep, we're good.
Awesome, fantastic. So really exciting news. Very recently, I think this happened on the 16th of December, StockX, which is my favorite site of all sites to sell on. Kevin will talk about his shortly. It has recently been valuated at 2.8 billion, which you might be asking, like, Liz, what does that have to do with me? Well, I'll tell you what it has to do with you. If you are not selling on StockX yet, you are making a gigantic mistake. And let me tell you why you're making a big mistake and why you should consider selling on StockX and at least signing up for it. The fact of the matter is there is a lot of people on there, a lot of traffic. You can almost sell things instantaneously, including the PS5, which right now it's going for about 775 on StockX. So if you do have any extra PS5s that you want to get rid of, StockX is a good option for you because you can pretty much sell it instantly. And the fantastic thing is, instead of you having to pay for shipping into StockX, they send you a label, you ship it in, you get your money fairly quickly. And there is a ton of traffic. I think I already mentioned that once. I'll mention it again. And possibly the best part of all, Kevin, I know that you have a different favorite site to sell sneakers on. Obviously, we'll talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of your site. But I'll tell you what my absolute favorite thing about StockX is how easy it is to list something. And I'm talking about in comparison to Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, eBay. I feel like all those sites are a huge pain in the ass to list on. But I feel like StockX, even with your favorite site, there is no simpler site to list product on than StockX. It almost is addicting for me to list, which is very surprising since considering I think all the other sites are fairly straightforward. They take some time, they take some energy, they take some effort. But StockX is like, you could tell your kid, your 5-year-old kid, to sit there and list shit for you left and right, and it's the biggest joy to list products. Now, I know that you like StockX, but it's not your favorite one. But would you disagree or agree with me in terms of the ease of listing things on StockX, as well as the selling? How fast does it sell?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think StockX for beginner, it's by far the fastest. It's the fastest to list a product, and it's probably the fastest to sell also because you can have customers can actually place like a bid of how much they'd be willing to pay for an item. And if you accept that bid, it's an instant transaction. So if you go on there right now, let's say someone places a bid for $770 for a PS5. If you accept that, it's an instant payment to you. So also, I believe StockX, you don't actually have to post photos.
No, you don't. Yeah.
So it's
that's
super
only
easy to use.
That's only a GOAT thing, which is Kevin's favorite site. But this is what Kevin's talking about. Right now, if I wanted instant cash for my PS5, I could get $740 because somebody has already said, hey, I'm willing to pay $740 for this PS5. StockX has their money already, and so that's what the price would be. However, right here, these are sellers, and this is the lowest price that a seller is willing to take for their actual PS5. So right now, as a seller, I could instantly get the $740, or I could stick to the $770 and hope that a buyer comes along and picks that up. And then you can also see the most recent sales that have happened, that are happening right here. If you just scroll on down, it'll tell you what things are selling for, the time that they're selling for, and the date. And so you can kind of make a guesstimate as to how you could actually sell this or the price you could actually sell this for. So that's StockX. Let's talk about your favorite site, Kevin. Let's talk about why you like GOAT so much. And I'll talk about why I don't like GOAT, even though I still use GOAT.
Yeah, for sure. So GOAT, out of like the sneaker sort of consignment online marketplaces, GOAT's probably my personal favorite just because you're probably going to get, on average, you're going to get a higher price point. I think GOAT, in terms of like verification, you have to jump through more hurdles in the sense that you actually have to take photos of your first items until you make, I think it's like 10 sales. And then you can you don't have to take photos. But I would say GOAT's verification process, they'll actually send you the label too, but their label, I believe it's it's like FedEx or it's UPS, like a 2-day label, where StockX, it's kind of all over the place, right? StockX could be, 5 business days before it hits their store. So I actually think GOAT's cash outs are actually a lot faster.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of GOAT. I use it. I've got the 10 plus sales, but I hate having to take the photos. Like I said, it's an extra step when you're brand new to have to list shit. And then I have to take photos. On top of that, it's kind of like, what's the sense? Like once they get it, they can verify it. StockX does it. The thing that I do like about GOAT though is that you can list shoes without a box. So you can find stuff in Ross, you can find stuff in Marshalls that doesn't have a box, and you can list it in GOAT, which is awesome. StockX doesn't have that yet. But the other thing that I've noticed is I do tend to shop around between eBay, GOAT, and StockX. Sometimes I find one out of the three better than the others, and it's not always GOAT. So I do tend to list a lot on StockX and eBay and get a lot more money than I do on GOAT. I think it's just shoe dependent. I know that you're a big fan of GOAT, and I also find that their fees are a little bit misleading because then on top of things, they charge you a payout or a cash out on PayPal. Now you might be a higher level seller, but since I'm kind of a brand new person on GOAT, I get a higher fee on GOAT as opposed to StockX. So it kind of sucks.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, those are all like pretty valid points. I think the bottom line is you guys should be really selling on all of these platforms. You're just tapping into more and more customers.
Right. And yeah, that's the whole purpose of me starting off here. So if you guys have not started off on sneakers, we're going to talk about a couple super important drops that you must be aware of that's coming up in the next day. I think it comes up tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that shortly. But before we jump into that, the main thing, like we said, is we really want you guys to make sure that you're on StockX, you're on GOAT. And if you haven't registered to sell, you do register to sell because it's going to be imperative. Moving forward, if you're actually on our Discord server, which there will be a link below in the description to jump in there, that we are going to have a lot more information on shoes. As we mentioned, we're going to have a lot more information on Pokemon and things like that. And StockX and possibly even GOAT are expanding into collectibles, electronics, designer handbags, and all sorts of crap that we will be telling you guys what to buy. So again, important that you get registered on there, important that you start selling some stuff. So at least you get up into the higher level tiers and you don't have to do photos. You get a higher payout and all that good stuff on both StockX and GOAT. So I sell on them both. Kevin sells on them both, and I just go with where the money's at. That's the bottom line, whether it's online and or in my backyard. I'll do either one. All right, so let's talk about this week and who copped these recent Xbox PS5s. Like there still might actually be a few drops today, possibly even tomorrow. I do want to remind you guys, if you guys are in the group or if you've seen one of the past lives, I do have the Walmart magic link. So if you see anything on Walmart's homepage, there's been a couple rumors that Walmart might do some drops today. They might even do some drops on Christmas. They did do a drop where they promised them on January 12th. I copped 2 PS5s. Even my assistant, who hasn't copped anything in his life ever, managed to cop a PS5 with that link that I shared with you guys a couple weeks ago. So be prepared. Kevin can tell you from firsthand experience, if Big Rob cops something, there's absolutely zero excuse that you guys cannot cop anything. Am I right when I say that, Kevin, or what?
100%. 100%.
If that guy can cop something, that's like, I don't even know what to tell you guys. I mean, there's no hope for you if you can't cop if Big Rob cop. There's something that's got to be wrong. So if Big Rob did it, you guys can do it too. And I hope that you do it. Now, let's talk about recent sales. I know Kevin's got a lot of sales. Kevin does all his sales in the streets. I'll talk about where I do my sales. I still had pretty good sales on eBay, 4,831 days. I ran out of shoes, though, so I got to get back to Ross. I got to get back to Marshalls. I got to get back to shoe botting and all that. I'm completely out of shoes. I've been wiped out completely, but I'm still selling some Darth Vader dolls and some Princess Leia dolls and a lot of Panini cards from Absolute. So been selling things like that left and right, and obviously been selling some things live, which I'll show you guys here in a second. Also, here's what I copped. Kevin, what did you sell? I forgot to ask you. I know you sold all your heat lamps. What else have you been selling?
Yeah, I sold all my heat lamps, more cameras. What else have I sold recently? I sold a Switch. I think it's winding down to the end of the year where I'm just like cleaning out my inventory. I'm actually waiting on a lot of things coming in. So I guess we'll talk about that in our cops of the weeks.
Yeah, I'm waiting on things too, but I'm trying to get rid of my inventory too. Like I told you, I went nuts today. I did manage to cop an Xbox X, 2 Xbox S's, 2 PS5s. Still getting some of those. Like I told you guys, they're not going to be readily available till April, so I'm going to make sure I'm stocked up and I can sell them at any moment. And so let's see what people sold in the group. We already know what we copped. We're kind of taking a little bit of a breather before we jump into 2021 and then make a decision as to what product to go after. Now, I want you guys to remember this. If any lesson you learned from this particular thing, two things. Number one, obviously get on StockX and or GOAT or both. And number two, the biggest lesson you can take from this is always be looking and targeting one thing that you want to specialize in for a little period of time. So for me, I'm still specializing in these consoles. And the other advantage that that gives you is when you sell out in the streets. I met a guy today that took out all my inventory, and it was all just because I told him, listen, man, if you want anything else, let me know. I've got everything. And that opened up a question, and that opened up his question to be like, what else do you have? And I told him everything I had, and he just started naming prices and telling me what he wanted. And pretty much it ended up, and he took every single PS5 I had, all my Xbox X's. He's about to take the Xbox S's, and he took almost all of my Fortnite switches. So this was just round one. He's coming back at about 4. So I got to be off this live by 4 because I'm going to go collect some more money. And he's just coming straight to my house, parking downstairs at Joe and the Juice and giving me cash money. So all I asked him is, you want anything else, buddy? And guess what? He said, what do you have? And I told him everything, and he basically took almost everything on the menu. So always be asking, always be selling, always be trying to upsell something. You never know when somebody's going to take it, but guess what? It could make the difference from you making 1 sale to you making, in my case, 15 sales, all for fat cash. Like he wasn't even, I gave him a little break, but I didn't give him that much of a break. And it's the 23rd. I don't want to have any PS5 sitting around by tomorrow at 10 o'clock because after that, they're not going to sell too much. So I was pretty hyped up, Kevin. I think I told you I'm gonna just for that, I'm gonna throw up some money here. Now I gotta pick that shit up. All right. So that's for you guys out there. Make it rain a little bit. All right. What else am I copying? I'm still bullish on these ETBs. Now I will say this much. Whatever you guys do, do not open these babies. Keep them sealed up. People want these sealed. They will want them. Trust me when I say, look at all the old ETBs that have sold. And they've all doubled in price. This is going to be no different. This one just came out when we called it about a month and a half ago. And I guarantee you in about a month when it's out of print, this thing is going to disappear. It's going to be like a ghost town. It's going to be like a tumbleweed going through a ghost town. And there's going to be nothing in sight. And everybody and their mother's going to want these things. So, Kevin, did you stock up on these?
I did. I've been following your advice from a few weeks back. Started loading up on some Pokemon cards. So I actually got 2 of these boxes the other day. If you guys were in our Discord channel, we actually had a listing that was below retail for this from Amazon. And it's I believe it's coming on February 16th, which is even better because Amazon actually doesn't charge you until it's shipped. And by February 16th, we're probably expecting this to be out of stock, right?
Yeah. So it's fantastic. So if you're not stocking up on these Pokemon cards, do it because, as I said before, some of the listings that I put on eBay sold out within minutes. And I anticipate that's going to continue to happen throughout the rest of the course of 2021. So I can probably already tell you guys that the number one thing I'm going to focus on in 2021 is Pokemon, without a doubt in my mind. A lot of the money that I'm making with Pokemon, I mean, it's not going to be cash in hand like this, like these gaming things. It's going to be all virtual, baby. Just virtual, just boom. People don't have a problem paying for it on eBay. Ship it immediately. And they will ask you. You don't even have to upsell these Pokemon people. They're so crazy about Pokemon. They will ask you, do you have more? I will take everything you have. That's how crazy they are about these cards. So
Insane.
It's insanity. So if you're not already in Pokemon, do it. I would predict it for 2021. If you get into it, you have a pretty good potential to make a full-time income. And I'm talking about 40 to 50K if you put enough money into it. I would even imagine some people could make 100K. Seriously, that's how insane it is right now. So if all you've listened to is getting into Pokemon, that I'll be happy for the whole rest of the year. I'll be happy. I'll calm the hell down. I'll stop throwing money up in the air. I'll take a chill pill here. All right. Let's talk about what else. Kevin, anything else you copped? Anything else you copped? I'm curious.
Yeah, I think cops of the week. I think do we want to save it for that or?
Sure. All right. Let's save it for that. Let's talk about what people in our group copped or what kind of money people in our group made. Like obviously, this is me over here on the left-hand side. That was the money that I made from one PS5. In the middle, I think we have some scooter money. Somebody shared that, and somebody made that from the scooter that we called on Cyber Monday. I think Left High Kick copped 10 scooters and sold all 10. Nice. Over on the right, that was for an Xbox X that sold pretty immediately, 2 for one of our members. And then we got some more people that copped some PS5s during the week. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. These were GameStop, it looks like. Maybe one was Best Buy. I can't really tell. I've seen so many now. There's no telling. On the left, we got a Fortnite Switch. And then in the middle, we got an Xbox XS cop. And over on the right, we got more scooter money. So those scooters, they crushed it. Did you get any of those scooters, Kevin?
I think I missed that one. I think I was out for that day, but man, I wish I did because those are flying.
They were actually available for a good 30 minutes to an hour. And I even considered getting myself one. I was like, wow, this kind of makes me want to ride this scooter down to the gym. But I was like, I'll just take the Metro Mover instead. I'll pass on that. I'll let everybody else get in. Plus, I don't really have too much space. I got a 2-bedroom apartment. It's kind of small. It's a high rise. So didn't want to have to store these suckers. But a lot of people listened to our advice, got 10, and have sold all 10. All scooters are almost gone. So I'm super proud of that. I'm super happy for that. And then here we got more PS5s. In the middle, we got some Champions Path ETBs, just like we showed a minute ago. And then over on the right, we got our good old member, Chris B, who was crying about this. I'm like, oh, guys, I can't cop a PS5. I can't cop it. My life depended on it. He used a good old Walmart magic link minutes after I shared it live on the last live that we had, and he got this sucker. And Chris, I just want you to remember, man, proud of you for standing by, sticking to it, finally getting one. But dude, follow rule number 1 of Resell Riches Club. Never get higher than your own supply, buddy. I want to see you sticking your nose in that mound of cocaine. It can be addicting. Before you know it, instead of watching to see what comes out, you're going to be sticking your nose over in that PS5. So get that nose out of there. That PS5 will still sell. I just collected all this money for it. So here's some money up for you, Chris. Throw some money. Then you're a stripper, dude. All right. Let's see what else we got. Upcoming drops. Kevin, I'm standing on money. I got to be careful. I don't want to tear any of this money I got. There's a mound of money underneath me. How excited are you for these Kobe Grinches here?
These have been, I think they've been rated, if you guys follow like the NBA on Christmas Day, the star players, LeBron, Kobe, RIP, they usually debut with like a Christmas Day shoe. This has been rated the best Christmas Day shoe of all time. Like by, I think it was like Nice Kicks or one of those publications. Kobe Grinches, I believe these are the Kobe 6 Protos. These are probably one of the best basketball shoes out there that you could buy, that upcoming basketball shoes. So I would say before tomorrow's release, which tomorrow they're coming out, I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be 7 a.m. Pacific. So mark your calendars, set your alarms. These shoes, before they're releasing tomorrow, these shoes were easily going for, I don't know, $500-$600 for the original version. So I think these shoes are definitely going to get up in that range. I mean, you see, superstars wearing these shoes. Like you see like Drake rocking these. These are some of the best basketball shoes out there. So Kobe Grinches, this is a must cop. Download the Sneakers app. Try to get, one if you can, but as many as you can.
Let me ask you this question, Kevin. We know Drake's rocking these, but is Kevin rocking these Kobe Grinches? That's what we want to know. Is Kevin rocking these?
I'm trying not to get high on my own supply, but man, if I get these, I don't know if I can resell them. So,
Kevin, is Kevin getting? So Kevin's not rocking these, huh?
I don't know if I could. I would rock them on the court. I would probably keep them just as like a keepsake, just because they're so fresh. But
let's go to the questions box here. Which one of you guys out there would rock these Kobe Grinches? We know Kevin rocks the Crocs, which I obviously would never rock Crocs. You wouldn't catch me even dead in Crocs. But who's going to rock these Grinches if you were given the option to? I know that a couple weeks back, I was about to get high on my own supply. I don't even think Chris is here, or else he would obviously be making comments because I just did a shout out to him. So the one time that I decided to give a shout out to Chris, he doesn't even show up. But I would have rocked the J Balvins for sure. I actually still considering buying those with all my console money. I'm still going to grab it. I mean, half of it's on the ground already. I see hundreds below me, but let's see. Let's see what some comments say here, Kevin. The people would actually cop this. Let me get to the cash money. Fabiano, here's some money for you, buddy, right there. Ishak says, hey, Liz. Fabiano says, sorry for the newbie question. When I list an item on eBay and eBay says buyer pays shipping $12.99, what happens to the shipping price if the order's from Poland? Turn off international. That's what I would do. I would turn off international. But if it's from Poland, you have to put a set price on there what you would pay. So that's what I would do. The shipping does not get adjusted. You have to set the price for what it is. That's why we don't like to do international. Let's see. Can't see. Where do you source Pokemon cards? All sorts of sites. Target, Walmart, Amazon, Pokemon Center. There's a lot of sites out there. We call them in our group. So there's always some brand new ones. We're adding the actual brand new Pokemon buying part here in the next week or so. Jen says, I made 20 million sales a couple days ago. Woohoo. Thank you, Liz. Your advice is great. Awesome. That is freaking badass, Jean. I'm super happy for you. Jean, I'm going to throw some money up. You're getting some, it's making it rain on you, baby, right there. Thank you for sharing that. That's for you. So I'm sending this love. Everybody gets some money tossed out to them if they make a nice comment. Until I run out, then I'm not going to duck down and scoop it on up. It's going to take too much energy. Fabiano says, I'm a sandals type of guy, so he wouldn't rock those, Kevin. He likes sandals. That's cool. That's cool, Fabiano. As long as he wouldn't rock Crocs, you're still considered A-okay in my book. Steven would rock them. Steven, thank you. I would rock the Grinches too, but I think I'd rather sell them. So, Steven, I agree with you. I think the Grinches are pretty dope shoes. Iquaman says, what's the best sneakers app you would recommend? For sure, you got to have the Nike sneakers app. That I would 100% recommend. Other than that, I really don't think you need much else. Like, there is a useful app. I think it's called Sneaker something. Let me do it. Which one do you have? I got Sneaker Crush. That's what I use. Sneaker Crush, because it usually tells me what drops where. So it'll tell me like if Yeezys are coming out or whatnot. And then I always have the Supreme app, even though I've never really been too good at Supreme. I even have a bot for Supreme, and I still don't even do that well. A question for Kevin. What one shoe size is most coveted? And if you could help someone building a bankroll, what shoe would you go for at Ross if I could only cop and flip one?
Yeah, I would say I'll answer the first part about the most coveted shoe size. I would say you're kind of in the safe zone in the sort of 8.5 to like 10.5 size range. So anything sort of in that size range is probably pretty good. If you had to pick one size, I would probably go for size 9. That would be my word of advice. But again, 8.5 to 10.5 are pretty safe. Even 11, you could be safe as well. But I think 9, if you could just pick one, 9, go for size 9.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. Size 9 is a pretty good size. The other part, Fabiano, that you asked, if I could flip one on Ross, I would watch my video that was talking about sneaker side hustle and talk about the process that I go through when I go to Ross to cop to figure out if it's going to sell or not and how fast it'll sell. If you watch that video, it tells you my whole Ross process and how I did pretty well. Like those I had the gift card challenge. Everything that I bought from the gift card challenge, the first time I flipped immediately, and it did real well. So all that made a bunch of money, and now I've just got like icing on the cake. So now I can go back into Ross, reshop, get some more stuff, and then resell it and continue that process over and over again. And there's a lot of people that have actually completely built $20,000 a month businesses doing that process, starting with a very little budget and just devoting all their time and energy inside of Ross. Because I think for the money that I made, I went into Ross 7 straight days. So it was the same 2 Rosses for 7 straight days.
Crazy.
And I managed to get all that good crap and sell the crap out of it. So let's see what else we got. Gene loves the fact I made it rain for him. So make it right for you again, Gene. Let's see. Nike Tanjun are still amazing. Did you address the sandals and Adilet slides? Have you sold anything like that, Kevin?
Not Adilet sandals. No, I have not sold anything like that.
Only Crocs, Kevin.
But that's not to say that they're not good cops. Me personally, I just haven't looked into that. One shoe I did sell recently was the Off-White Jordan 5. I think it was a gray pair.
Oh, the gray one, yeah.
Yeah, but I held those for a while and just sort of like sitting back in my closet. Cashed out $820 for it. So I mean, shoe retail for $250.
Yeah.
So you sit on these shoes, these hype shoes, like they're gonna sell. They're gonna sell for sure.
Yeah, they will. Steve asks, when selling kicks on StockX, do you list them once you get them delivered or as soon as you purchase them. I usually list them like immediately. I can even list them in the store when I cop them. So that's the fantastic thing about it. And then he asked, doesn't StockX only give you a 48-hour period to ship? I think it's 72. I think it's 3 days. I can't remember.
I actually thought it was more, but
I could swear it's like 3 days for sure, at least, unless it's on a weekend.
Yeah, I think they give you. I thought it was for some reason I thought it was 5, if I'm not mistaken, but 5 business days to ship. But that could be grailed. But regardless, I think if you're purchasing something from Nike.com, usually they ship out things super fast. It's like 2 days. So especially if you purchase it on the weekend, I would wait a few days and just list it, even if you don't have them in hand.
Right. And yeah, that's great advice, Kevin. You definitely can send them off if they're coming from sneakers or something like that. They give you an estimated date and you can put them there a little bit sooner. Fabiano says, thank you both. You're awesome. Pato says the Cash App 99% off DoorDash was amazing. Thanks for that. Yeah. Kevin always has got some good food deals. So I definitely eat in style. 9 times out of 10, I'm eating in style, and I'm really splurging, especially on the weekend with some of those discounts. So he's got a lot more coming up. You're going to see him in the food deals. He's got a brand new food service provider that we're introducing in the Discord group, which is kind of exciting. And with that note, let me go ahead and share my screen and show you guys some of the brand new channels in Discord, and then we'll talk about our cops here, and then we'll call it a day. Because remember, I got to go sell some PS5s. I forgot to tell you guys, I got some stuff to sell. So it's kind of like I'm a drug dealer. I'm running back and forth, you know. A lot of people are like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm just running back and forth. So, all right, let me share the screen here with you guys and show you guys what we've got brewing up inside of the actual server. There's a lot of brand new stuff. So that way you're not confused. I'm just going to kind of go over a couple things really quickly here. First and foremost, we got this Resell Riches deals, which are hand-picked deals by Kevin and I that me and Kevin are personally possibly even going for, or we've actually gone after. So a lot of things like pricing errors, as well as things that have sold in the past, like the Pokemon cards and things of that nature. And like this was free. So a lot of good things. Then there's mod deals that these can be introduced by any one of the mods where they've dug up some deals on different sites. And then minor deals, which aren't as huge a thing, but they still are. Like we talked about these AirPods Max the other day ago, and the fact that they are selling extremely well. They're even selling on StockX. So every now and then do duck in there and see what you can find. And then lastly, we got members deals. So these are actually members who find prices out there, and they're sharing those with the entire community. So you want to take a look at those. And then we subdivided the consoles as well as the gaming cards and any type of computing type deals here in the games and PC deals. That way they're completely separate. So this is where all gaming consoles go and things of that nature, as well as heaters. Once heaters come up, we will post them right here. That way they're not bombarded and anything else. And then here we go, personal cops. So this is things that you might want to just keep for yourself. Like it might be some Doritos, or it might be like some Sally Hansen Mega Strength Make Her Story, which I have no idea what this is, but it sounds like it could be some kind of thing used in a porn. So I apologize for that. Try to keep this a family show, but right under that, body lotion. Well, that could double to work along with the Sally Hansen thing. But we also got hurricane deals. So some of these are some things that I found, and things that we just dug up and are coming out there that are pretty good. Like this old school, like the AirPods Max. I need to get some of those, and some gaming cards. These gaming cards could also go in the other one. And then finally, we got resell fam deals, which again are just deals out there that are randomly found by a couple people in our resell fam. And then we got food deals and such. And as always, we got Nova Flips, who usually talks about the most coveted of all things found on the internet, things that cost upwards of hundreds of dollars and can be flipped for sometimes hundreds as well as thousands of dollars. And then as usual, we do have the monitors, which we will be updating very shortly. We'll make sure that all the monitor deals are winning deals, and or we add some brand new deals as they come about. So if you guys haven't noticed, we've completely revamped the entire area. We've got brand new mods in there that are brand new. They've been working for the past week. So obviously there will be some errors, but we are working very diligently to make sure they are all trained up. And pretty soon, and this thing is about to explode. I'm telling you guys that you guys are in right at the infancy of the creation of this. And so as a result, I'm going to imagine if you're doing the work, you're going to be making the money. I've seen a lot of you guys who are actually making comments on this actual live have been making some money. I've seen the cash money. Let's make it rain a little bit more. I'm getting a little crazy, but I still got a big ass stack. You guys notice that's a lot of 20s, a lot of 100s, a lot of 50s, and they're all thanks to this group, which I've been participating in and day out. So, all right, Kevin, let's talk about what you copped, and then we'll call it a day. I think I talked about what I copped a little bit already. I'm out of breath. I'm so fired up. I'm pumped up about what's going on inside the Discord group, and I'm pumped up because of the success that all the members have been having. So, Kevin, let's talk about your cops. That way I have a chance to calm down, drink some elixir, and take it away with money.
I think, let me think back what I've been copying. I copped 5 additional patio heaters. They're going to ship sometime around January. And again, I live in the Bay Area, so it's going to be cold pretty much all year round. So just, again, depending on where your geographical location is, we're still in like the middle of winter. So heaters, I copped 5 of them. Some of the tips just want to throw out. I used Amazon's like bulk discount pricing for my Amazon like professional Prime account. I copped, again, just more Pokemon stuff, right? I copped the 2 ETB packs below retail for somehow when we cash out that link. I copped 5, what they call lightning booster packs. Again, Pokemon cards, just going heavy in that. And I think next year, I think what you said a little bit earlier about focusing on one product that you're really going to be focused on and just selling it hard. Mine is heaters, and it's going to be Pokemon cards. And
yeah. I think for me, it's going to be sneakers and Pokemon cards. Those are the 2 that I did the best on. And I actually enjoy going to Ross. I know Gene here is saying sell Adidas Adilet. So I'm going to have to look those up, Gene, after we get off. And I have made so much money from sneakers this year that if you would have told me that at the beginning of the year, I would have been shocked. Like I would have never thought that was something that was going to make money from. And if you had told me that I was going to make money from Pokemon cards again this year, I would have said, you're shitting me. You're shitting me, man. There's no freaking way that Pikachu makes a comeback like that. But I'll tell you this much. That little yellow guy has won my heart all over again. And I'm telling you, as soon as I hit that mark on that Pika, man, we are gonna make it rain on him. Like he's gonna I'm gonna get the tramp stamp with the Pika all blown out. I'll show you guys. You guys are gonna be like, what the hell, Liz? Like you're crazy, but I'm gonna do it. I guarantee you, we'll look back at this live a year from today, a year from now, and you're gonna be like, what the hell? Liz was not messing around. So somebody mentions they can't see the comments. I think we'll try to figure out how to make that available, Fabiano. We're not that technical when it comes to these things. We just at least got on here. Now we got to figure out how to use the rest of the thing. Fabiano says, what is your contact email? It's info@ibuildyourbrand.com, Fabiano. Steven says, hey, y'all, if you had a 5K bankroll to start, would you go deep on these products or go wide and buy a little of each? I think you got to find your products, Steven, like we talked about. For me, Kevin knows his products. It's heaters, Pokemon cards, and some.
It was Bowflexes for a long time, right?
Bowflexes. For me, it's 2 things, sneakers and Pokemon. That's basically it. Right now, I'm selling all the rest of my consoles. As soon as all my consoles are gone, I copped the last of my PS5s on the January 12th shipment from Walmart. I don't think I need any more PS5s. I think I'm pretty done with them. I see them still selling for about $800, but I don't know if I want to spend $500 to make like $150. That's the thing. I'd rather buy and hold Pokemon cards, or I'd rather buy $500 worth of sneakers without boxes and know that week in, week out, I'm going to get sales on those. And it's like $40 per shoe, here and there, instead of getting $200 or $150 for a console that I put $500 into. Right. All right. Steven says, also, do you use your credit card for points and scaling? Yes. Obviously, yes, we use a credit card. I get a lot of great benefits from Amex, so I get to do all sorts of great stuff with that. Yes, Fabiana, you got it. Gene says, barely found a Pokemon to flip. We only retail arbitrage. Yeah, Gene, jump in our group, and there's always lots of Pokemon stuff. We're also going to be announcing in there like cards that are readily available for auction on eBay, and you can buy and hold and then sell a couple months later. And that stuff works. Like Pokemon is fire right now. I think I'm actually going to do an entire live in the next coming up weeks all about Pokemon. So we'll see. I see all the rage lately as people open up their boxes of Pokemon cards. I might just do that just for fun. We'll see. I can't imagine how crazy I would be going if I get some of the foil cards. I'll be like a kid on Christmas. You guys will see me crying like a little girl. So that'll be fun. Amazing. Anybody else? Like any other questions before we say goodbye here? Obviously, I got some PS5s to sell. I was going to throw all this money up in there, but I got to be honest with you. I see the huge stacks that I have on the ground here, and I'm not about to clean them up. I kind of feel like I don't feel like bending down and clean them up. Anything else before we say goodbye here? And Merry Christmas. Not yet Happy New Year. We'll obviously be back next week. But for sure, this will be our sounding off for Christmas. I hope all you guys sell all your PS5, all you guys sell your shoes, all you guys sell everything that you hoped and dreamed to sell in 2020. And I hope that you start your 2021 off very magically and everything goes right for you. I really do. But other than that, Kevin, any last words from you before we say goodbye and we get to go celebrate? Obviously, I'm here in my apartment with my wad of cash.
Probably just remember Kobe drops tomorrow. Kobe 6 Grinches. Download the sneakers app. Get on that. That's quick and easy money right there if you hit.
Yeah, fantastic, guys. Get those Grinches. Get all your Christmas presents. Get everything. Let me make it rain on you guys one last time. Love you guys. See you next year. Or not. What am I saying? I'm getting too crazy. If it's see you next year, I'll have to grab a bottle of champagne. So next episode, I will have the bottle of champagne and we'll go wild with the bottle of champagne. Who knows? I might bring some surprise guests on for the finale. So I will see you guys next week, probably on Thursday. I'll check the dates, but thanks so much for showing up. As always, put your questions in the comments below. Kevin and I always answer them, and I'll see you guys next time. Salute.
Have a good one, guys.